Hello, everybody. Adam Parks here with another episode of 5 Minute Pitch. Today, I'm here with Sara Woggerman with ARM Compliance Business Solutions, here to talk to us about the RMAI audit process. But you don't want to hear from me today. We're going to kick it right off with Sara. So, Sara, you know how this particular series works. You've got 5 minutes to tell us all about how your organization is helping other companies in the space with their RMAI audit process. So, without further ado, ready, set, go.
All right. Thanks, Adam. So yes, RMAI certification process. Why get it? I would say, well, RMAI does some amazing advocacy work on the state and federal level. And this certification, this certification truly helps them with making sure that those laws are not nearly as stringent or conservative or just out of sync with what can actually work in our space. So they leverage the certification program as a way to drive efforts for our industry. That is, to me, that is the very best reason to actually get certified. The pre-certification audit and the certification audit look different. Pre-certification is you're going to say, you call me, you're going to say, I want to become certified. And I'm going to say, okay, here's a list of documents that RMAI wants to see that you have and have implemented. It's a checkpoint on that point in day. I'm not testing if you're complying. I'm seeing that you at least know what the RMAI standards are and that you have documented policies and procedures that address it. When it gets to your full compliance audit, you're going to call me and you're going to say, Sara, oh goodness, I've got this audit. And I'm going to say, don't worry, I got this for you. And on your first one, we're going to do an on-site. We're going to come on-site. So be prepared for that. But there's going to be a document request. It's going to look similar to that pre-certification audit document request, but now there's a new element added. I'm going to ask you for a lot of data. I'm going to ask you for transactional data because now I am testing that you are actually doing what you said you were going to do in those policies and procedures that RMAI has is looking for in their certification. And then I try to make this as easy as possible on you guys. Like you transfer your documents, you send me the list, I select the accounts I'm going to audit. When I come on site, I'm going to spend some time in your office interviewing your folks, and I'm going to be in your system and actually looking to see if you did all the things you said you were going to do. Your dispute process is working, your complaint process, and you're following not only your policy, but RMAI's requirements within their standards. And those get updated annually, sometimes minimally, sometimes there's a bigger lift. Obviously after Reg F, there was a lot of changes. So, again, then the audit report goes to the certification committee and you maintain your certification with your every 3-year audit. So, and some tips to make it easier, keep all your stuff organized, very organized, and for your auditor and for you, so that it's not so cumbersome when it comes to that audit, because it isn't uncommon for you to go, oh, I totally forgot I had this. They also have 3 client audits happening at the same time. RMA does offer some extensions, but you probably will just want to knock it out. So keep your stuff organized. Find an auditor, whether you choose, Sara Woggerman at ARM Compliance Business Solutions or someone else. Choose an auditor that really understands your business and your model. So not all debt buyers are the same. Some have larger scope, some, outsource everything. So make sure they understand your business and are sensitive to the complexity of your business, so that you don't have a contentious sort of relationship, because nobody wants that. You do get the opportunity to choose your auditor in this case. So, when you're interviewing folks, definitely ask them about how their process is. We don't all do things the same way. So I do things with, here's your list of things, upload it to me. Here's what I need from you. And then for the on-site, it's let's knock it out in a day, all the other stuff, so we can wrap this up. There might be a few things you want to remediate. One tip I would tell you, do not wait to have that on-site visit or the actual audit conducted, say less than 30 days before it's due, because there may be items that you have to remediate, and it is in your best interest to have that clean when it goes to the certification committee. So
Mm-hmm.
they have this thing for us auditors that says we found a deficiency, but they remediated it before the report went in. It's not a bad thing that there was a deficiency. They understand things happen and sometimes there's quick fixes or something got missed. But I will say you want to allow yourself time to remediate any findings before that report goes so that you do not have to go through the formal remediation process, which will end up costing you more money. So any questions on that, Adam?
Yeah, let me ask you this. What would you consider to be the time commitment for an organization that wants to participate? So how much of my organization's time am I going to have to put into the process of going through a certification audit?
If you're organized, I think that this is a matter of a document dump and pulling reports. If you're organized and you have everything built, then this is a simple process. You designate one person on your team and you say, this is, they need all the things, right? And then you might look at a day of the on-site. And that might, depending on how many accounts and how many transactions we're actually looking at, that could take anywhere from 4 hours to 7 to 8 hours. If you're a large company, it might take longer. So it depends on a couple of different factors, but I'd say it shouldn't be overly burdensome. But so usually the first one is the longest, because you kind of stumble a little bit. So I mean, are you talking about like start to finish?
That answers it. It's the organization of all of that documentation. If your documentation is well organized, you can submit that over. That's going to clear up a lot of that. And then you're going to have roughly a maximum of 2 days, but for most cases going to be a 1 day commitment of actual on time. And I think when you consider the cost of overall audits and what that audit ultimately means for you in terms of certification, for me as a past president of RMAI, I believe wholeheartedly in the advocacy efforts that are being driven by the certification program. I know that both the federal government and many state governments have referenced or even mimicked the RMAI certification program within their rules and regulations over the years. And it's such a great opportunity to stand out. Now it's going to be a requirement for debt buyers to maintain their membership with RMAI. I think that's also an important thing to point out. And I don't think that debt buyers should be waiting until the last minute. It's something that I feel we really need to get out in front of. But Sarah, I really do appreciate you coming on, giving us your 5-minute pitch. This was a lot of fun. I hope everybody learned a little bit from this and will consider ARM Compliance Business Solutions and Sara Woggerman's team as you're going through your RMAI certification process. But Sara, thank you so much for coming on today. I really do appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you all again soon. Bye everybody.